Look at that. A box full of juicy loot. Code lock though. My fellow base builder Twizited has kindly joined for a test raid.
So just to be clear, the unlootable ones are the bottom ones?
The bottom ones. The upper ones.
What's the fucking parcel?
In early 2018, Twizited introduced us to so-called unlootable loot rooms. The main idea behind this design is to place code lock boxes behind some impassable gap, such as low walls or a window blocked by a floor tile. If the boxes are destroyed, the stashes that contain the loot used to drop out of range. This forced raiders to blow through a wall to get to the loot, which can be beyond their means if the wall is upgraded to sheet metal or armored. I understand that not everyone is a fan of these unlootable designs. But sometimes it can be a relief to know that your hard-earned gunpowder despawned rather than falling into the hand of these toxic neighbors who raided you. However, in December 2018, Facepunch released a fix stating that storage boxes drop their item at the last position they took damage at. I suppose the intention was that if raiders hit the box at the right spot, the stash will drop within range and then can be looted through the gap. I'm not sure if you had already realized that, but to my surprise, this is not how the fix actually works. Let me demonstrate. In fact, it seems that the stash drops close to the person destroying the box rather than the location where the damage occurs. Anyway, Unlootable is so 2018. How about vanishing loot? As you can see, the loot stash is gone. No tricks. So where did it go? The stash clipped through the wall and now lies in this compartment below the raider. This behavior was discovered by Navyblue. The core ingredients are a half wall which needs to be sheet metal with a soft side facing the inside of the loot room, a box placed as close as possible to the half wall, and an obstacle that prevents raiders from entering the loot room. If now the box gets destroyed, the loot stash clips through the wall, vanishing from the eyes of the raiders. So let's build an example loot room using this vanishing loot technique. Build a square foundation and half walls on each side, soft side facing inwards. Surround it with triangles and add half walls on the outside as well. And close them off with floor tiles. Now put down 2 code lock boxes. Getting the placement right is very important, otherwise the stashes might get stuck between the beams of the metal wall instead of clipping through it. Find the line on the center of the metal foundation. I got the best results if the box was about 2 to 3 of those dots away from the center line. Once you got the box aligned with those dots, push it as close as possible against the wall to the side. Next, place a triangle floor above them to prevent raiders from placing sleeping bags. In this case, we're going to use the rest of the space to fit 4 additional boxes. To prevent raiders from walking into the room, place L-shaped stairs with the upper side facing the front of the loot room. Finally, we close off the room with a doorway. Together with the stairs, the entrance is blocked and the loot room cannot be entered anymore. Let's put this to a test. And the loot has vanished. We stress tested the design and already found a few weaknesses, but none yet that breaks the concept. First of all, you can grab the loot stash by spamming E when destroying the box. If the stash clips through the wall, raiders will only see the content briefly. However, in some cases, the loot stash may not fully clip through the wall, but get stuck on one of the beams. In this case, spamming E allows to retrieve the loot. Second, the fact that the loot stash falls towards the raider dealing damage can be exploited as well. Zedge proposed that clever raiders could throw an explosive run to the side of the loot room, and thereby force the stashes to drop towards that side. This means the stashes will be visible inside the loot room. The good news is they still fall out of reach, so raiders will have to spend more explosives to retrieve them. In our tests, the glitch worked and we haven't yet found a way to reliably break it. If it stays that way, imagine the possibilities. Imagine raiders who are not aware of this design. They must believe that the box was empty and simply walk away at this point. You can even play mind games with raiders who are aware of this design and leave the two lower boxes empty, forcing raiders to blow into a sealed compartment just to find nothing. Or imagine if you actually could sit on the other side of the low wall and collect the loot during an online raid without even getting noticed. Let me know in the comments what you think. How would you use this design? How would you try to break it? If you make a video on how to use or how to break this vanishing loot design, please link it in your comment. I will go through all the links and collect the best ones in the pinned comment, so everyone can easily find them. Vanishing loot. I'm looking forward to what you can come up with. Until then, Evil Wurst, out.